You want to talk about sustainability, you want to talk about what's coming up. In a moment, we're going to discuss U.S. cities may have to be bulldozed in order to survive. That's what sustainability is about. It's not about housing people. It's not about loving goodness. The Green Movement is about second world nation via the United States of America. The Telegraph, again, sometimes they'll report on things that are in the news that they know are going to happen overseas, and we'll do the same about them. You know, the media doesn't always lie. They just kind of ease you in to their version of the truth. The government looking at expanding a pioneering scheme in Flint, one of the poorest U.S. cities, which involves razing entire districts and returning the land to nature. Oh, to nature. Again, we have homeless people in this country. We can't give them the home. We're just going to destroy all these homes. We're not going to try to build an economy. We're not going to try to put plants there that actually produce items. We're not going to try to give people work. No, we want everybody to join the slave squad and go to the FEMA camps. I'm sure they'll bulldoze it for a nice FEMA center for everybody. That'll be nice. Local politicians believe the city must contract by as much as 40%, concentrating the dwindling population and local services into a more viable area. So what happens if you bought a home and 3 of your neighbors had to move because, you know, the bankers just stole trillions of dollars and they blamed it on the subprime mortgages? Well, guess what? You who can still pay your bills, they're bulldozing your house too. Eminent domain style. See ya. See ya. But no, they love us. That's what this green movement is about. And by the way, the green movement getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Nations may form global CO2 market without UN deal. See, if the UN can't trick some of the newbies and the lower countries that are a part of the organization into their little Kyoto protocols overhaul, they're just going to have the big rich countries do it for them without the United Nations. See, they'll bring the United Nations in later to further legitimize world government, but they'll go around them when it's an obstacle. Rich countries may act on their own to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by developing a carbon market they hope will lure in poor nations, even if UN climate change talks get bogged down. Experts say nearly 200 countries have been trying to reach an agreement to replace the Kyoto Protocol on global warming, with a December deadline at a meeting in Copenhagen approaching. So by Christmas time, they want everybody to sign in, but they'll have a backup plan in case people object, in case they say, you know, this doesn't let us expand our economy and our people are still really struggling. We've seen a little bit of growth and we're hoping to have more. No more growth. It's slave growth. They want population reduction. They want everybody to take the nice little shot of the swine flu, nice little soft kill virus. They want it to kill off the weak, have a big panic, get everybody to take it, reducing their lifespan as they implode the economy and bulldoze U.S. cities. Headline out of the Telegraph. But no, I must be making it up. By the way, we got some new stories over at the InfoWarrior.com. We're going to be playing one of those on the other side. I'm Jason Bermas. Go check out Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv.
Finally in the news this evening, it's being reported that cyber spies from Russia and China have now penetrated our power grid. Even as energy experts are reporting that each summer we get closer and closer to the limits of our nation's power grid, some say that this summer's demand for electrical power may finally push the grid over its edge, creating a cascade of power outages across the country, putting us all in the dark.
Are you prepared for the next round of storm-related outages or government-created blackouts? Have you ever thought about taking steps to get off the grid and generate your own private supply of electrical power? If so, this will be the most important information you have ever heard. Solar-powered generators are finally available. They have no moving parts to wear out or break and require absolutely no gas whatsoever. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Check out mysolarbackup.com before you lose your power.
The desert sky is their blue screen. They superimpose explosions. They shout at you. Pay no attention to the men behind the barred curtain, nor the craters beneath the draped flags. Those hoods are there for your protection, and the meteors these days are the size of corpses. There is a war going on for your mind. We are the insurgents.
And this green craze is reaching off into every single market. Everybody's talking about smart growth, this green revolution. Meanwhile, in the backdrop, we're going to bulldoze U.S. cities. We're going to decrease them by up to 40%. We're going to forcibly inoculate people under pandemic level 6, which we quietly declared this week. We're going to further legitimize international governance. And now PC markets are also going to go green. Global PC makers are vying for the green crown. Personal computer makers are increasingly prioritizing green strategies, creating a pivotal point of competition for customers that are becoming more attuned to their financial and societal benefits. You know, I have to watch this disgusting propaganda, I would say 5 nights a week when I turn my television on. I don't get to turn it on all 7 nights a week, but when I do turn it on, you know, after a long day, I have to see stories, these heartfelt pieces. I got rid of my coal barbecue because it was ruining the environment. I got this green one for only a couple G's. It's eco-friendly. I'm like, are you okay, buddy? Are you out of your mind? You spent $2,000 on something that's going to cook your food and take longer, taste not as good? That coal taste, hey, I'm not telling you to eat barbecue every day because it's probably pretty bad for you. But every once in a while, you know what? I'll take a little bit of a shortened lifespan if that's what it means for some barbecue chicken. My opinion, I'm running with it. Howard Stern went on the air, and he discussed what he thought was an anomaly at the Pentagon, and even said it didn't look like a plane hit the Pentagon. He thought it was a missile. And I had my friends call me up about this, say that he had talked about it on the air, but people got funny with him, and he just stopped talking about it. If you watch Loose Change 2nd Edition, we include the clip where Howard Stern talks about where he believes that Flight 93 was shot down. So I think that Stern really pulled back when he saw the amount of criticism he was getting just for questioning the attacks. I mean, he even goes into how Hani Hanyor could not have flown the plane into the Pentagon. He even posted what I think is probably the Pentagon. It's called, the Pentagon Strike? It was a short that was in the original Loose Change. If you got the DVD, it had the Pentagon Strike, this like 3.5-minute flash animation that was out there. And he had obviously seen it. And they posted it on howardstern.com. Completely disappeared from the archives. Had only heard it talked about. Had my friends say, no, this really does exist. This really does exist. And finally someone posted it in late April. And it was just sent to me or posted on my website. And so I posted it over at the INFOWARRIOR.com. The Howard Stern Show dabbles into 9/11 truth back in 2004, and even Robin, and you can tell Artie was very reserved in that. Robin even talks about the warnings and the lie hop version, but Stern seems pretty adamant about, a missile hitting the Pentagon, and then that just went by the wayside by the next day.